My new coworker was my bully in college, so I told on her to HR.
Oh, they follow you.
I, 34 male, am a lead developer on a team of mid-tier software company that has around 100 or so employees. Basically, we are large enough that there are employees we can see, recognize, but not necessarily know their names. Recently, we had a new hire, Krista, 33 female, who joined the project manager part of the project that I was working on. I have a history with Krista from college. By the way, this comes from Do Construction 7435 on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So, in college, I was a lot more in my own shell. I didn't really treat myself well. I was very much the introverted nerd, down to bad posture, poor fashion sense. And Krista did have quite a few friends in college, but at least in my view, she wasn't super popular, but she was well-liked and was conventionally attractive. We shared a few classes together and one day asked me for some help on an assignment. I helped her on it and we talked, and from the sounds of things, she seemed genuinely friendly to me. I helped her on a few more assignments, and finally she asked me if I wanted to meet her after class at a coffee shop and talk. I said sure, and when I got there, Krista was nowhere in sight. I waited about 20 minutes before I called her. She answered and started laughing, and I heard several other voices laughing. Krista sang something like, "Why would I date a fat loser like you?"
Oh, what? Wow, 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 wow.
I looked out the front window of the shop and saw one of Krista's friends holding up her camera phone, and it looked like she was recording. For the next few weeks, there were jokes about me, flyers with my face from the coffee shop video, plastered up with creep in bold letters on top. I kept my head down, and within a month, the next big thing popped up on campus, and I was forgotten. Didn't stop Krista and her friends from going, "Ew, creep!" They would say that when they saw me, but I guess for the rest of the campus, it got old, so I never got accused of anything or even really ostracized by the rest of the student body. Thank God. After college, I did learn about self-care a bit better. Plus, I usually am with other programmers, so I don't really stand out as a social outcast. When Krista was introduced to our team, I don't think she recognized me, and it's only been a week, but I don't know if bringing up the college incident is even worth it for HR. This is going to be a juicy one to talk about. Stick around for our discussion. Most of my rational brain really wants to just let it go, treat Krista as a new person, and get on with it. But I have a small fear that she might tell a skewed version of our college events and sour the team I'm on against me. So I should at least disclose to HR in case she does start telling tales. I have a recourse. Reddit, would I be the a-hole if I told HR about my past with Krista? We have a big update coming up. We have a lot more to this story.
We're telling HR. We're telling her that, honestly, let's say like we bring someone on the team.
Yep.
And someone did this to me or anyone else on the team.
Yep.
They're not working here.
Yeah, because it's like you don't know if they're going to behave like that again.
Yeah, and
right?
even that kind of past behavior, like that they're capable to doing that.
For like us, at the end of the day, we, like other companies, they don't have the luxury of this, but we're like, we want to work with people who we love.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, we love Keon. Yesterday, some things happened. Some bad, mostly good. There were mixed responses, most telling me to tell, HR that is, but one HR professional saying that I shouldn't.
Interesting.
Due to the mixed messaging, I did consult a local employment lawyer. The lawyer told me that I should make HR aware of the past that I have with Krista, but action upon me in college. He asked if my job had a copy of my transcript, and I verified that it did. The lawyer asked me if there were any third parties that would verify the harassment and see that I could get their names and contact details if needed.
Oh, wow.
I knew 2 people back in college that I still had on my LinkedIn and was certain they would tell the truth, so we were good there. The lawyer told me to just request a meeting with HR and my supervisor, say that there was a past with Krista, there was never any charges or disciplinary action, and I have 2 witnesses if they ever need verification. So that was what I did. Friday morning, I came into the office and sent HR and my supervisor an email requesting a formal meeting at 10 a.m. My supervisor came to my desk and asked if everything was okay. I wanted to make sure that I was happy. Told him everything was fine. I wasn't leaving, and it wasn't anything with him or the team. He seemed relieved, and by 10 a.m., we rolled into the conference room with the HR officer. I thanked them both for taking the time out of their day to meet me, and then I did as my lawyer instructed. I said that the new project manager, Krista, was someone I went to college with. She participated in harassment of me in college, detailed how I never had any charges or disciplinary action, and that I had 2 independent witnesses that saw the harassment and gave them their contact info.
This is so professional.
My supervisor seemed shocked, and the HR officer went through the info I gave her for a minute, and then the 2 of them talked for a minute. Finally, Krista was called in. When Krista walked into the conference room and saw me, an HR and the team supervisor, she seemed shocked. HR started with something like, "We know the 2 of you have a past." Krista sat down and looked pretty shocked throughout. She did admit to the bullying.
Oh, wow.
But tried to reframe it as a misunderstanding repeatedly. She never outright said what the bullying was, but then she was told that since this was an incident in both of our pasts that no one once brought up again, that it should stay done. HR made it clear that this is not to be a funny water cool story to share. Krista and I both agreed on that, but still, Krista looked shaken. Noon was coming up right when the meeting was wrapping up. My supervisor in HR reiterated, neither of us breathe a word about the college incident. We're professionals. We're here to do a job. So I went for my break room for lunch, and actually, I felt like my appetite has finally returned. The last few days were stress-starving me, to be honest. I sat at a table with the rest of the development team, and we started eating. Halfway through my sandwich, another coworker, Sandy, 30 female, came by and said, "So I heard an interesting story yesterday about you and Krista."
Stop! Wait, what? Stop, no.
Which I might be getting my timeline wrong, but I believe we just had the HR meeting today, and she was like, "Oh, I heard the story yesterday."
We are making sure Krista is not employed at this company anymore.
Yeah, get her fired. She didn't get further because my supervisor was at our table, stood up, pointed at Sandy across the room at Krista, and said, "You 2, conference room, now." Now, I wasn't privy to what happened in that conference room, but I did see the HR officer go into the room 2 minutes later looking pretty pissed with a mustard stain on her shirt. So I guess she got the call and was interrupted during lunch. Not sure what went on. The rest of the team asked what it was. I said, "I have no idea." And just kept eating.
That's kind of funny.
5 minutes later, 2 more coworkers on other parts of the project were also brought into the conference room. Lunch ended. We went back to work, but speculation was high. It wasn't until 3 p.m. that the conference room finally emptied. So this was like hours. Krista looked like she was crying, and the others that were in the room with her seemed to treat her quite coldly. Not sure what this will mean, but it appears for now that Krista is still working here. I appreciate the lengths that HR and my supervisor are taking to ensure that this won't blow up further. Update number 2. Monday wasn't a crap show, so that was good. My supervisor and the HR officer did bring everyone on the team into the big conference room. For the HR officer said that we are a professional company, and while we do like to have fun, there are company outings like golf, bowlings, and main event. We are strictly professional and not to gossip about other coworkers' personal lives. Sandy and the other 2 coworkers were brought into the conference room Friday and looked pretty ashamed during this. Krista was sitting at the other end of the conference table, and there seemed to be a noticeable distance between her and the other employees. My supervisor said he wants to consider this matter closed and for us to get back to offering great solutions to our clients. Everyone filed out of the conference room and went back to work. Lunch on Monday was pretty tense, but Tuesday, management had a Mexican place bring in Taco Tuesday for us. Let's go. And the mood improved considerably. No, I don't gossip, but I did hear murmurs that Krista is now on her final warning and was put on a performance improvement plan, all within her first 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Not sure how true these rumors are, but with how isolated Krista now appears to be to the rest of the team, it is clear that everyone else is not willing to socialize with her beyond their work functions. I considered this matter closed for myself, and if Krista worked hard and got her redemption arc, I'd be fine with it. But then last night happened. Not sure where Krista got my address, but she was outside my house last night, and luckily my doorbell camera caught it.
Let's go!
We got the recording. We got the recording.
Yeah!
We got her in 4K, boys.
Woo!
So I can pretty accurately transcribe it. She rung and asked if we could talk. I said through the digital doorbell, there was nothing to talk about, and she better leave because this is now harassment. She pleaded for me to come outside and discuss it. I declined and emphasized that she's not welcome. She then said that she had a crush on me in college, that her friends found out she asked me to coffee and pressured her to turn it into a harassment campaign, and she was afraid of them disowning her for liking a guy like me. Guys, I wanted to laugh so effing hard. I was socially awkward back in college, but even I knew that this was BS. Hell, I wasn't even interested in Krista for a date. I just thought she just wanted to be my friend. I told her that I didn't care what she has to say. She has to leave. She told me I could just ask Sandy what she told her and it would clear this all up. I declined and I said that this matter in the office is closed. Krista finally made an exaggerated sigh and walked off. I took the video recording from my doorbell and sent it to the employment lawyer, and we'll give it to my supervisor in HR today.
Wow. How the tables have turned on Krista, and I love it.
Ooh. I will be shocked if she lasts longer than this Friday now.
How the F did she find his address, first off?
Yep.
Second off, makes up some BS story, tries to get Sandy involved. She's a crab in a bucket. Girl, all you had to do was just work hard.
Update number 3. Chris is fired.
Yes!
I didn't even have to send HR the doorbell cam vid, but I did send it to the lawyer I was talking to. Lawyer is drafting a cease and desist and possibly a restraining order if needed. Krista somehow got my address from someone in IT. The new IT hire is suspended because of his data breach, and everyone got a memo about data security yesterday morning, including the usual about phishing scams. Krista's desk was empty when I came in yesterday morning. And since I'm taking the necessary legal steps, I'm considering this matter closed. Update number 4. Krista did show up at my front door one more time. I called the cops and she was removed but not arrested, since she technically didn't do anything yet. Lawyer served her with a cease and desist, and it has been communicated to me that she understands. Work is almost back to normal. No one wants to talk about Krista anymore. I consider this truly resolved now.
Dude.
I feel like this was a kind of a textbook example of like, if you were like work bullying and harassment and stuff like that, do what everything OP did.
Yep.
I feel like he handled it perfectly.
Because everything he did for the workplace, and as soon as it went outside of the workplace, what he did. Beautiful.